Welcome back, everyone, to the Masquerade Bloodlines. And when we last left off, we were in a bit of a pickle. Our first night as an undead wasn't going terribly well. We're basically indebted to the local leader of the Camarilla, the Prince. Leader in air quotes, I should stress. And because of that, we're tasked with destroying some local warehouse belonging to a rival vampire clan, the Sabbat. I don't know if the Sabbat are a clan, per se. They kind of have their own internal distinctions. Faction is probably the better word for it. But anyway, in the meantime, we're doing some side questing throughout Santa Monica, and I did a little bit off camera, mostly just selling that surplus tire iron, and reminding myself that it's more of a brawling guns build than melee. Not a lot of combat distinction in this game. There are a few interesting variations, depending on your clan and build. But there was one thing I forgot to grab before going back into the clinic, because we left off pursuing Lily the Thin Blood. But there's one thing I want to grab here first. And that is this quest here that showed up from LaCroix. It has come to our attention that a sample of werewolf blood has made it into the hands of the local tabloid, and that they have sent it on to the clinic in Santa Monica for testing. The responsible party has been dealt with, most painfully I can assure you, but for obvious reasons we can't have anyone testing the blood. Please retrieve the blood sample from the clinic and leave it in your mailbox. You will be compensated accordingly. So, your email isn't just for flavor. You'll occasionally get requests from various people you meet. Not often, but it's worth checking periodically to see if anybody has something they want you to do in the area. And it's generally always worth doing. There isn't much of a moral dimension to these. It's more just, here's some things you can do for some extra cash. And experience, which is way more important. That having said, we're a little low on blood. So, good job we're going to the clinic, because there's a place we can get more. Convenient. And this happens to be the place where Lily was going. In our running around the last time, we forgot to check this place out. Things like Sabbat, Camarilla, the Anarchs cults. Ah, okay, they're sects. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, each of them has their own individual bloodlines. Distinctions, but yeah, broadly speaking, they're grouped together that way. Anyway, this here, Vandal Cleaver. You'll be hearing a fair bit about this guy, and none of it complimentary. Let him introduce himself, and let him speak for himself, shall we?
You next up for the needle? Hmm? Your donation could save a life, you know. Oh, but isn't it a little late for altruism? I don't think you're here to give blood at all.
Nice, on the 40 stream streak.
I don't buy it, Jack. I bet you're here to take blood. Am I right?
It depends. You offering?
Right down to business. None of this pretend I don't drink blood shit. Very refreshing to find a decisive customer. I respect that. So, what'll it be?
So, for a bit character, there's actually a surprising amount of information you can dig up about him.
If you have to ask.
Show me what you got. So first off, he's where we can buy blood packs. They're not cheap. It's almost always more economical to buy stuff. It's almost more economical to find someone to feed on, or even just to pay a prostitute or whatever. But these are handy when you are in the field and there's not a lot of blood you can find, which isn't common, by the way. It won't be an issue for a while, but never hurts to have an option when never hurts to have a backup plan when feeding isn't an option. Forgot how many I've got actually. Just 2. I'll buy 1. He also sells these, which is extra spicy blood, which gives you basically more blood and more healing. But there's a lot about this guy for how small a role he plays in the story. He actually shows up in Kilpatrick's bail bond database, where he kind of went missing. And if you dig into him, you find out he's not only a ghoul, but he also responds to someone we haven't met yet, but will soon. They don't really elaborate on this relationship a lot, but it's kind of interesting how much backstory there is to a character we don't interact with that much. But anyway, we're here looking for Lily, and we're also here looking for werewolf blood. So, one problem at a time. The werewolf blood was upstairs in the controlled substances safe, which I was trying to get into, erroneously believing that's where the morphine was. Now, hopefully, our being here under IT pretenses still applies to the guard. Yes, perfect. Now, one thing I overlooked is that your Auspex skill does increase your wits, which increases your hacking, and that might be enough for us to get into the safe. Let's give it a whirl. See this door. Bingo. Dosage. Alright. Unlock. See this cabinet. Nice. Now, I think that also was something you could intuit, because Paige, I believe, is the name of the woman that the doctor downstairs is seeing on the side. Which is something you could get from the email, although it'd be a bit of a stretch to put that together. But it's kind of interesting how many little clues are scattered here about that you can... that are threaded through the world, and someone somewhere has assuredly put two and two together in that way. There's just a ton of world building, not just with respect to the vampire franchise, but also internally to the world of vampire bloodlines. They put thought into these characters, and they all have a specific place in the world. But that said, the prescriptions door is also locked. And let's see, is there anything in there? Medical safe. There might be something we can purloin in there. As long as we're trespassing, we might as well go the full 9. But we do want to wait for this guard to wander off, because that will be an issue. Alright, here we go. Stay low. Get picking. Hey! Alright. Shit. Of course this would be locked too. Damn! Alright. Skill 5. Oh, fuck! Turn the boater. I would say our guest pass has been revoked. I've never actually gotten spotted there before. So, maybe there's going to be cops waiting for us? Shit, I think there are. I'm actually curious now, yeah. Maybe we play it cool. Just, you know, calmly walk out. Oh. Ah! Yeah. Situation has escalated drastically. Down in the sewers. Hide. Please don't go down in the sewers. Alright. Alright, good. So, yeah. Any beat cop that spots you breaking a law will basically just open fire and summon reinforcements. And while individually they're not at all a problem, the problem is they just keep coming until they lose track of you. And, you know, they'll be hunting for a while. We are... Okay, so looks like there's an access point just up the way, actually. Yeah, or you can take a bullet to the face. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the police by themselves aren't a huge problem. It's more the fact that they just keep coming, and the... There we go. And the violations from defending yourself will stack. And, you know, if you kill a whole bunch of cops in the streets, you obviously lose humanity, you're more likely to frenzy, and more likely to cause masquerade violations, and that brings hunters who are even worse. Anyway, we got the blood. Leave it in this here mailbox. Now, I believe through the magic of map transitions, if we head out and then head back in, we will have our compensation. Yep. Hey, nice. Won't be an issue, since we won't be doing a lot that violates the masquerade, but good to know it's there. Hey, 150 bucks. This might be the only time I say that, but thanks, boss. I believe he sends us a little thank you email for that. Your assistance was much appreciated in regards to the werewolf blood. Please find your payment in the mailbox if you haven't already done so. Alright, cool. Alright. We'll delete some of these old emails. Alright, now this does beg the question of whether security in there is going to continue being hostile. But I don't think there are any guards down in the basement that we have to worry about. It's pretty much just that one guy. Alright, cop guard's gone. We're good. Let's see. Has the alarm been reset internally? I think we're good. Noise. Actually, just out of curiosity, will that guy shoot us on sight again, or is he having a problem remembering faces?
Hey, stop.
Motherfucker! Okay. Alright, so he's not that forgetful. But fortunately, there's not a lot of security in the clinic, so as long as we avoid that top floor, we should be okay. Now, if I recall right, there's a back way into the area behind the blood bank vendor. In fact, I think we passed it last time. Yes. Alright, let's move this out of here. Yep, we're definitely... Oop. We're definitely having some physics here. Alright. Actually, as long as we're here, we might as well get rid of the arm, since we're not going to be using that. And you figure a morgue is probably as good a place as any to just dispose of an arm you happen to have. We can't sell it for anything. There's nobody that'll buy it. I'm sure someone will contact the original owner and get it to them eventually. Alright. So yeah, there's actually a reasonably extensive backroom area. Did I? Oh, yes, that's the door that... So Vandal's in that room right there. We cannot access it. I think possibly we could have talked our way in. I didn't think to try. Let's see. Hey, what's your story, buddy?
Who are you? What are you doing back here?
If you don't know, you shouldn't be asking.
Oh, you here for the special sauce?
Yes, absolutely. So long as there's no follow-up questions whatsoever. Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, stupid question, Phil. She's in the freezer. Today's code is pink, Phil. It's, moon landing, 1969.
Rock and roll. Thanks. Alright. Sometimes bullshitting your way through a place is just sounding like you belong and looking like you belong and trying not to answer too many complicated questions. Now, what's in here? Freezers. Alright, if you want to hack the planet, you gotta hack the clinic first. Alright. This is probably another way to get the password. Ah, fair enough. I think there was an email on one of the computers here that actually talks about the werewolf blood. Let's see, laundry. No, we came in through there. Anything in the freezers? Ah! There won't be a lot of physical props you can play around with in this game. Or physics prop, I should say. It'll always have a purpose. So, is there anything in the other freezers? Well, usually always have a purpose. In this case, it's just to disguise the locked door. We find out Vandal has been sourcing his blood somewhat unethically. Yes, always nice to have a game where you can just use your number pad to enter the number. And here we go. Hey, there's a woman of the hour.
Hunger. I need it. A drop of it on my tongue, sliding down my throat. The hot flash in my brain lighting up my body. I can smell it everywhere. Blood.
What happened to you?
Let me go. It's painful, like I'm going to die. It's calling. Never felt like this before. Let me go. I can smell it. I have to have it.
Calm down. Tell me who you are.
Let me go.
So, yeah, she's not exactly in a talking mood. So, of course, the smart thing to do is to let her go.
You don't look well at all. Oh, sweet mother of God!
Yep. She was a hungry lass. Although this begs the question, if you're draining her of blood, how much blood can you realistically get from someone who has to sustain themselves on other blood?
It's never been so satisfying. All of it. I drank until I heard
I don't
his
know, a
heart
little
stop,
unclear
and I
on
was
this
sucking
part.
on a dry, dead artery. It was euphoric. But I've killed him. I've never killed anyone before. What happened? What came over me?
So, yeah, this is Lily. Calm down. Tell me who you are.
What just happened? It's not who I am. I've never done anything like that before. I'm not a monster.
Of course, calm down. It's all right. Look, there's a lot to go over, and I'm getting the impression that your sire glossed over some important details.
I tried to steal some blood. I heard they sold it. I was hungry, and I can't hunt in town. They caught me, and I was trapped. Thought I'd never escape, but I killed a man. I have to get out of here.
Who are you?
My name is Lily.
You're the one he told me about.
E? You know E? How do you know E?
He asked me if I knew anything about Thin Bloods, which is how I found you.
I tried to tell E about his condition, but he was so furious at me for what I'd made him into, he wouldn't listen. A thin blood, from what I've been told, is a vampire whose blood is weaker than most.
Go on.
Rolf, my sire, told me some vampires consider thin bloods a bad omen and want them destroyed. Rolf wasn't a thin blood, and apparently I am. I don't know why. Rolf abandoned me. His group wouldn't take me in. They said I was a liability. He left me with so many questions, and I did the same thing to E, but I didn't want to leave E. He forced me out of his life. I should go. I have to get out of here.
Hey, you got humanity from that.
Maybe out of the city. Soon.
You should go see E on the beach. He said he forgives you and he wants to see you.
E doesn't hate me anymore?
No, quite the opposite. You should talk to him.
I'll go see him. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, about tonight, what I did? Please, don't tell E. It's not my fault. I couldn't control it. I've never done anything like this before. I'm no killer.
Yeah, none of us start out that way, but that's how it is. But yeah, it wasn't your fault. You couldn't help it. Anyway, there will be a consequence for this behavior.
Why'd you have to go and let that bitch out? There's one less spill in the world now. Why'd you have to let her go and eat him, huh? Now I'll never get to do in that bastard myself. Well,
So yeah, that's the
no
priority
blood
here.
for you. No more.
Vandal is a psychopath, and there's a lot about him with respect to the person that turned him into a ghoul. We'll get into that in a bit, but basically he is impressed by violence and not so much by what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, you're lucky. If I hadn't freed her, her friends are going to shoot up the place. This is me trying to talk my way out of trouble here.
That's interesting. A missed opportunity. Guns make people cocky. They never appreciate what a skilled hand married to a knife can do. All you have to do is get close enough to cut off the trigger finger.
God, I just
Or
love the
their
detail
face.
of the
You like
animations
to
in this
talk,
game.
don't you? I want to hear
Again,
a
the
story.
modeling is showing its
Tell
age,
me,
but they put a
what's
lot
the
of thought
best way
into
you
individual
violence
hand
up
gestures
someone?
and expressions
I
from
wanna
moment to
hear
moment.
every grisly detail.
Even
If I like your story, I'll sell you some blood.
even relatively simple conversations have some character to them. But yeah, because my humanity's high, my only response here is I'm no killer.
Blood comes from out of the living, from all kinds in a red torrent. A crimson seep at the speed of a heartbeat. For each drop, a teeny bit of life shed. You don't care how it's got, as long as it is. You'll be begging for it, and not getting any.
Whatever. So basically, because of that, we can no longer buy blood from him. Which, probably for the best considering where he was getting it. But, you know, it's a blood bank. You're going to be getting it from another person. Although he did have the blue blood for sale, which implies he's been getting it from other no longer human donors, let's say. So yeah, if we talk to him again...
Blood don't grow on trees.
Yeah. We can buy our way back in, or we can find an acceptable substitute. I don't want to give this guy money, and I don't want to give him another... I basically don't want to throw someone else in the chair for that. We probably won't actually need this service. Okay, what can I do to make up for the girl I freed?
Now that you let that one go, I have to go out and find someone else to fill the chair. But it's kind of chilly out, and now that my co-pilot's been devoured, I'm flying solo. I need a new body. Find another donor and I'll whip up a fresh batch.
Real charming fella. Yeah, no. I'm good, man. I'm good, thanks.
Blood comes...
Yep, whatever. Alright. Job done. With our humanity more or less intact. But this does present a problem, as it's one less source of blood we can get without getting our hands dirty or having high seduction, which lets you safely feed on people in nightclubs. We're going to have to improvise, and by improvise I mean spend money. While it's not really a factor in-game, I know there's one mod that actually adds a timed element to your blood meter, where it will gradually tick down, and you kind of have to periodically top off. I don't know how well that would work in practice, but I do find it interesting, and I think that would add a little spice to it, because there's no... As long as you're keeping yourself reasonably safe, there's not a huge penalty other than you don't get to use your cool powers, which is a limitation, but not the end of the world. You can run basically the whole game on empty and not suffer any serious drawbacks aside from that. Anyway, miss, I require your time.
Hey, baby. Looking for a date?
In a manner of speaking, how much?
For you, honey? 50 American dollars. Best money you'll ever spend. I promise.
Deal. Don't worry, this will take even less time than usual.
I promise. You won't regret it.
Alright.
Let's go somewhere more intimate. You lead the way.
I like how we're doing this right in front of a cop. This is a weird future past Los Angeles where prostitution has been completely legalized. They followed Vegas as
Okay,
lead.
honey. Let's see what you got.
Alright. So, yeah, because we have paid the woman for her time, we can feed without having other people freak out. Take a nice long drink. Could have let it go for one tick extra, but that was running a bit low. So yeah, the women you can feed on in the nightclub
Nice night out, huh?
give you a lot more blood for the effort. The trade-off is you basically need seduction skill in order to do so. So, an element of this game is basically keeping the blood you need to fuel your powers, but also balancing that with the skills that are required to safely get that blood. Or you could just, like, kill random homeless people in the alleyway and then balance the humanity out elsewhere. But anyway, we have a lot of experience to spend, and we're going to start running up against some more significant challenges. So, we do want persuasion up for a big check that happens later, which is, what was it again? Scholarship and charisma. Okay, we do want scholarship. That also bumps research up. And... oh, that's way too high now. Yeah, we'll take that up. And... it's combat, defense, and hacking. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do her. Alright. Hey, kids, how you doing?
Hi.
How'd it go with E?
This life's been hard on him. Both of us. But he forgives me. We're leaving soon. I have some family with a place out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon. It should be okay for us to stay out there, as long as we're together.
Well, I hope you find a way to sate your hunger out there. I feel like living completely out of the middle of nowhere comes with its own problem. I mean, technically you can survive on animals. I suppose you could just go on whatever game you find, but I don't know. Lily and E don't strike me as hunters. I feel like that's a completely different lifestyle. But yeah, you probably want your stuff back then. Here, take it.
Thank you.
Keep your love alive. Goodbye. I think that was an addition by the patch. I don't remember having to deal with her. I don't remember actually picking up her bag as a usable item. Anyway, E, where you at, buddy?
Brought my Lily back. She told me all about what happened. I don't know why you helped us, but your blood's worth bottling. I'll never let her go again. Thank you.
I go where I'm needed. Keep her safe, E.
We're gonna be getting out of LA soon. Too dangerous here. Rosa told us something big's about to happen, and I don't want to be here when the jack comes out of the box. Take that for what you will.
I'll think about that. Thanks, E. Good luck. So yeah, Rosa, having some degree of foresight, but not having the context for it, nonetheless has the understanding that shit is about to go down in Los Angeles. Advice worth heeding. Yeah, don't go any further north, stay away from a place called Bright Falls. Yeah, no kidding. They kind of have their own problems. I don't suppose Taken would be very nutritious for a vampire. They might actually have an advantage. Because, yeah, you need light to fight them, and vampires are notoriously weak to that. Although not in the world of darkness. Not in this case, but it might still be an issue. I don't know. Kind of an interesting darkness versus darkness situation there. Do I have anything else? No. Looks like we are ready to finally go and meet the woman in charge of Santa Monica. It is time to get isolated.
Ooh, what do we have here?
Oh, hi, lady on
Another
the box cover.
scrumptious young plaything straight out of life and into my club. You smell new, little boy. Like fabric softener dew on freshly mowed astroturf. I'm not frightening you, am I, duckling?
Who are you?
I'm the finger down your spine when all the lights are out. I'm the name on all the men's room walls. When I pout, the whole world tries to make me smile. And everyone always wants to know who is that girl.
God damn, the VA just sells it in this game. Aren't you the tease? Got a name I can remember you by?
I am Jeanette. And this bit of chaos crammed in a certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to give you funny feelings all night, sweetheart, but I really must trouble with some business. We'll reunite sweet and soon, I promise.
Yeah, I kinda got business here myself. I'll have to objectify you later. Anyway. She is going to be a very important character for this next section of the game. Alright. Now, we can't just follow her up, but that does tell us where we're supposed to go. But we do need it to get permission first, which you get from this gentleman here.
Get something for you, Chief.
I'm looking for Therese. Know where I can find her?
Therese? She's upstairs. She said she had business to attend to, but I can hear her.
Audio mixing's a little bit off here.
Why do you need to see her?
We could use persuasion and just say it's a bartending job. I think that just pisses him off and he says he's gonna quit, but nah, we're gonna be straight. I need to talk to her.
Yeah, I hear that from everyone, pal. She's expecting you or something.
She's not expecting me, but she'll like what I got to say.
Right, look, I'll tell you break this busy here. I'll bust Therese, tell her you're coming. Take the elevator over there. But if I hear that you're not supposed to be there, you and me are gonna have a little heart to heart. You hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha. Now, we'll save that for later. We are most assuredly making use of the dance floor. So yeah, there are a couple people we can interact with here. This lady here, I believe, is someone we could potentially send to Vandal. Otherwise, she just acts like another girl you can seduce for blood. More so than you think.
I thought coming to LA was going to be more exciting than Arizona. I didn't come all this way just to water down booze.
Maybe I'm what you came all the way here for, huh?
Right. Goodbye.
Yep. We have no game. We are the least attractive toreador ever. They love me. Anyway, Knox, fancy meeting you here.
Hey, man.
Hey, Knox, what's going on?
Yeah, not much. Just waiting around for my master.
How's your mission going?
Oh, man, not good. That's why I'm waiting to talk to him.
Why don't you tell me who he is?
Okay. I guess I can tell you about it. Oh, man, his name's Bertram Tung. He's a Nosferatu.
No kidding. Small world. I'm looking for him.
Oh, man, I wish I knew where he was. I'm getting antsy waiting around for him. I need to tell him some stuff, you know? I don't know where he is or stays or anything. Oh, man, whenever he needs me, just, Appears!
What do you mean, just appears?
It's crazy! He just appears out of, like, thin air. First time he appeared, bam! Like to give me a goddamn heart attack. Oh, man. Especially how he looks.
First time, so why did he choose you?
Bertram says he needed someone to do some things. Oh, man, you've been watching me work as a bounty hunter for a while. Man, he picked me. Oh, man, it's so cool. It's like a job promotion, only I get to, like, live forever and stuff.
God, this game could use individual volume sliders very badly. Anyway, can you tell me what he's got you doing?
Oh, man. Bertram has been keeping an eye on this guy. This Asian dude who's been poking around Santa Monica. Bertram thought he might be a vampire or something like a vampire. I don't know.
Tell me about this Asian dude.
Oh, man, this guy, this thing got wise to me. Now, instead of me watching him, he's watching me, you know? You see this guy appear around me all the time, like from the distance watching me. He'll walk up next to me. Oh, man, and disappear.
That must be a nerd. Sounds like he's messing with you.
It's freaking me out. I know this thing is totally toying with me. I want to put a bullet in its head, but who knows if that'll do anything.
More on that
So I
later.
was waiting till I talked to Bertram, but well, hell if I know where he disappeared to. It's messed up.
Does appear to be that way, Knox.
Look, I didn't want to ask you, but since you're a kick-ass vampire and I'm just a lowly ghoul, would you mind getting rid of this thing?
Knox continuing to be an excellent judge of character. Fine, I'll look into it.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna push over,
Right
what can I
on.
say?
Okay, like I said, he's some kind of Asian vampire thing, you know? The only clue I got is this driver's license that he dropped once while I was tailing him. I've been so freaked out that I haven't even had a chance to check it out.
Driver's license. Shouldn't that tell you who he is?
No, the picture on the license isn't him. I don't know why he had it, but, well, it might help you find out where he is and what he's doing. Here, take it.
I'll look into it, alright.
Right on. Just come back and let me know the job's done so I can stop freaking out. Maybe I'll see Bertram by then.
Sounds good, Knox. I have a couple questions.
Oh, man, yeah, sure. What do you want to know?
So what's Bertram like?
Oh, man. Well, he's like the only vampire I know, but, well, he seems pretty damn powerful. Oh, man. Well, when he's looking at you, it's like he's really scanning your brain, you know? It's like trippy. It's crazy. Man. But I guess that's the Nosferatu's thing, you know? They, like, know everything, I guess.
He's rambling, but he's got a point. Nosferatu are basically seen as the information brokers of the Camarilla. Since they can't really go out in public anyway, they excel at staying hidden, and they've developed this into kind of like a hacker collective in addition to the usual vampire activities. Anyway, might as well head on out. Let us go introduce ourselves to the woman that runs this part of town.
Your city?
Ah, here we
Last
go.
time I looked, it was called Santa Monica, not stuck-up bitch. So vulgar. I can't even look at you sometimes. Jezebel. Oh, Therese, you really do paint a flattering portrait of me with your turn-of-the-century barbs. I always assumed you could do nothing but look down on me. Just the sight of you. The sight of that wicked, painted pout, concealing that dirty, diseased mind. Sin! You have no sin. Let's see who is without sin past the fierce tone. Go ahead and mock me. You pull your pranks, make fun of my ways. It suits you. You're just one big joke. Don't you call me that. Should I start calling a duck a pig as well? I'm your sister. How can you treat me like this? That's it, Jeanette. Run away from the truth. I'll take care of everything, as always.
Alright, so we got this shit to deal with, on top of whatever feud Therese has with Bertram. Anyway, let's introduce ourselves.
Please, come in. I do apologize for my sister's crassness if it made you uncomfortable. She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business, I suppose that kind of personality's a necessary evil.
I believe this is Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. I know she's been in I know the VA for this character has been in a bunch of stuff. But anyway, if you say so, I guess that means you're Therese?
Therese Voerman, yes. I'm the proprietor of this club, and the only person in this city whose good side it's in your best interest to stay on. What brings you to Santa Monica?
I need you to call off the feud with Bertram Tung.
Tung's exile is self-imposed, I assure you. But then, what reason would I have not to hate that loathsome Nosferatu scoundrel? Bloody Nosferatu. They're so unclean.
Why do you hate him?
He meddles in my affairs. He's a bad influence on my sister, and she on him. If you were in my place, would you let him compromise your authority? You most certainly would not. I'd quite like it if I never had to hear that name again.
Then can you put out the word that you got no feud with him?
Why would I do that? Let him think I mean to kill him. That way I don't have to worry about him sabotaging everything. Do you realize how his subterfuge makes me look to the Camarilla?
I mean, this is kind of getting in the way of Camarilla business. I feel like this is something we could straighten out with a phone call, but yeah, whatever. That is unfortunate, but I do need to see him.
Tung and his co-conspirators' actions ruined my chance at partnership in a crucial piece of property. I do have several other promising ventures, and one in particular has been, to say the least, an ordeal. I'd be willing to put the word out that my grievances with Tung have been swept under the rug, but in return, you'll have to help me remove a particularly burdensome spirit from a property I'm looking to invest in.
Spirit? You mean a ghost?
Oh, I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us.
Oh yeah, we're about to get a hard lesson in just how weird the world of darkness is. Alright, I'll do it. What do I have to do to get rid of the ghost?
Rumor is that a personal item of a ghost's may be used to draw it out or excise it from its haunt. While I don't put a lot of stock in hearsay, it's my last option. So I want you to go to the Ocean House Hotel, find an item of the spirits, and bring it back.
Okay, I'll do it if you can promise to call off the feud.
Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers. So long as our business doesn't go sour, my word is gold.
So yeah, like Mercurio told us, she's a bit stiff, but she's professional and we can work with that. Alright, anyway.
Before I forget, take this. The only way to reach the Ocean House this time of night is through a tunnel in the sewers. You'll need that key to open the gate for that tunnel.
Alright, that's what it takes.
If you'll excuse me, I've got situations to set straight.
Alright, I did have a few questions. Let's see. Tell me about your sister.
Jeanette is the freak show I keep around to lure in curiosity seekers. She's very good with the clientele, but her business skills are approximate to those of a 4-year-old with a $1 bill and a 5 and dime.
Uh-huh. That is enlightening. Fortunately, we can learn a lot more about both Therese and Jeanette just from this room. So yeah, you can see here we've got this very, very not at all creepy painting of them with presumably her father, or their father. And over here is Jeanette's half of the room. And over here is Therese's half of the room. Interesting detail. We can't access Therese's computer while she's here, but we can access Jeanette's computer, and vice versa, because we'll run into Jeanette here later with Therese absent. So, let's see what's going on here. Alright. Taking it underground. I'll be hiding out until your sister calms down. Ah, from Bertram. Let her know I pose no threat and never contact me when all is well. Fair enough. Friday night from Mikey. Hey, what are you doing Friday night? I was thinking about stopping by the club. Maybe we could do some, dancing? Yes, very subtle, Mikey, very subtle. Alright, Santa Monica is my city. You dirty little slut. How dare you meddle in the affairs of my city? With that disgusting Nosferatu, no less. So, yeah. Basically, Jeanette is not very, distinct. What's the word? Discriminating, that's it, with her clients, let's say. Not even sure clients, per se. I don't think she's charging them for it. I think she just sleeps around. But it is noteworthy because that is unusual behavior for a vampire. But now we can find out all about the people she's been with. So, what's with this Mikey? Okay. Looks like a 5-star rating. Go Mikey. Alright. Birdie. Hey, Tung only makes it up to a 2. Go figure. Yeah, Arthur, I assume that's Kilpatrick. Who's Jeff? Jeff makes it up to a 4. Sarah makes it up to a 4. Way to go. And Jack makes it up to a 5. This is the important information that lies littered around the world. As you can see, not all of it is important, but a lot of it provides flavor and gives context. It tells you more about the people you're dealing with in varying states of unlife. And it's dense without being overwhelming. You're encouraged to look around, but it's not a game that's going to drown you in flavor text either. Gives you just enough information as a primer to the world of darkness, and lets your imagination kind of paint between the lines. Anyway, so we did get this. So we got, from Knox, we got a California driver's license. The name of the license is Virgil Crumb. So this was dropped by the Asian vampire. It's the only lead we've got, but we might as well check with Kilpatrick's computer and see if we can get a lead there.
Hello, LA. You're up way past your bedtime, aren't you?
Alright.
Hope you've slipped into something comfortable. I know.
Alright.
If you're new to town or just new to this whole radio thing,
Crumb
listen
V.
to The Deb of Night. The only girl who will spend the night with you.
Alright, here we go. Bond written 3/25/02. 2 counts public disturbance, drunken nudity. Let's see. Bond amount $5,000. Type bond, cash paid in full. Notes local. Void. Subject's corpse identified, being held at the medical clinic morgue. Authorities notifying next of kin. Alright. So he's held at the morgue. So yeah. This is what I was talking about with Vandal here. He's actually in the database, and if we look him up, Cleaver V. 2 counts concealment of a deadly weapon. Threats. Let's see. Bond amount $20,000. Cash paid in full. Picked up after local women reported being stalked by subject. Found with a knife and a stun gun. Good lawyer got this guy's sentence talked down from intent to do bodily harm to restraining order in a matter of hours. So yeah. That is the charming fellow they got running the blood bank over there. And since he's knowledgeable about the world of darkness, that means he must have run up against... It is strongly implied that he was stalking the vampire that eventually turned him into a ghoul. Presumably as some kind of punishment. Always a bigger fish. Anyway, we'll head back to the clinic and we'll get that. We don't want to take this quest to its completion just yet, because it is assuredly leading to a confrontation that we are not ready for. We need to get more seasoned, and we need better weapons. Anyway, the morgue, I believe, is down here. At this point, we basically own the place. Actually, I don't think we went in here. Hey, nice. Cadavers. Nice. Alright. Crumb V. Right. I think I broke into this before. Alright. Subject died from heart failure. Personal items in storage B. Alright. That's the fella right there. I believe, is it in here? Hey. Alright. Alright, Foxy Box's key. It's just a key, there's not much to say about it. Now that by itself doesn't tell us much. Might as well yoink this too. But so happens there's a location by that name we can visit. Now, what this Virgil Crumb was doing with that information is a bit of an open question. I think they just assumed that he might have worked there or something, and was disposed of when he discovered too much. Alright, now I'm just seeing if there was any email about the werewolf blood. Because I do remember that being a thing. No emails, never mind. Somebody going like, yeah, we got this from the tabloids, someone's claiming that it's werewolf blood, we don't really know what to do with it.
What's the hops, bro?
Anyway, out we go. before we deal with the Asian vampire, we need to go to the ocean house. And that means going down in the sewers. This will take us to one of the more infamous levels in this game. Oh, that's good coffee. Let's see here. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, there is Foxy Boxes right there. It's down the street and not far from the asylum, actually. But yeah, the Ocean House Hotel. So that is down there. Take a left, access point A. Oop. One tricky thing with interacting with stuff. Escape, again, is not exactly a cancel. It invokes the menu. So if you want to get out of something while you're looking at a map or a paper or something, you just hit E again. Anyway. Time for a wake-up call. Now this is a standout level, and it sets the atmosphere perfectly. Yeah, from the music to the framing of the house, to the little things that happen before the big things that happen. If I recall right, there is a... Alright, there's a key we can get to the door here. What the fuck was that? Oh boy, this is new. Aha! Okay, so this is added by the patch. So basically this caterpillar just rammed our shack right here. So that didn't originally happen, but that's a sign of what's in store for us here. There's something in there, and it does not want us here. Case in point. But we got a job to do, so in we go. Yeah, I like that this kind of flips the whole haunted house thing on its head. Theoretically. Because, yeah, it's a ghost, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of poltergeists flinging shit at you. In fact, we'll go ahead and take this hit. It does damage. But outside a few circumstances, it's not likely to be lethal. So it's simultaneously a case where you are better equipped to deal with the situation than most, but also you have no realistic way of fighting back. Anyway, grand opening. Santa Monica celebrates the new Ocean House Hotel. Alright, so we got some dated exposition papers here. These things are very difficult to dodge unless you're already in motion, so it's... There we go. You need to keep your ears open for anything that starts rattling when you get nearby. There's a finite amount of projectiles that will happen, that they will make use of. Yep. Ah! Yeah, picking up on that. Thanks, Ghost. So yeah, I think we can expect some new tricks with the unofficial patch in place. Anyway, family missing. Fire department searches Ocean House for remains. So yeah, basically we need to find a... Our main goal here is to find... Ow! Fuck you, Ghost. Is to find a personal item belonging to one of the spirits here. Which you'd think there'd be a fair few of those lying around, but you need something a little specific. And that's going to require us getting pretty far into this place. Not that time. Ooh! Okay. You know, I never noticed that. I know there are moments where you can see the hostile ghost that is stalking you, but I did not know that was one of them. Alright. I'll play your game, you rogue. Now, just from that brief glimpse of it, you can kind of get a feel for the character. Because, yeah, he's got the hat on. He's, like, dressed in, like... I'm not even sure what era that would be. He looked like he was dressed like some kind of 30s or 40s gangster. And he was carrying an axe, which tells you probably a lot of the story here, but not all of it. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Ah, motherfucker! So, yeah. That would have happened regardless of which stairs we took. Alright, let's look around. Alright, there's an elevator somewhere here we can use. Or we could if we had power, which we don't. The traps will start getting a little more lethal here, so we need to be careful. It's not a huge problem, so long as we... Oh, okay. Alright. So, killer ghost after us, scared ghost running presumably from it. Again, it's communicating visually what's happened long before you get the actual details, but your mind is already starting to piece together the story here. What's this? Oh shit, okay. Now, fortunately, the physics of this game often work against its purposes. You see there, it was trying to fling stuff at us, but the way it works is they levitate off the shelf, and then they clipped into the shelf, like the upper shelf here, and then just bounced around harmlessly. You can feel instances in this game where the artistic vision is being held back by the technology they're using. And nothing against the engine, nothing against the people working with the engine, but just they wanted to do things that were perhaps a bit trickier than they anticipated. But it's still very strong visual presentation. Let's see. Is there a way out of here? And it's one of the reasons this game is so well regarded even now. Alright, I think we're going to need to turn on the lights here. There's got to be a way out somewhere. What's this? Ah, here we go. Hotel Hell. Child's severed head found in hotel laundry room. Okay, they're kicking it up a notch. Ah, perfect. Thank you, friendly ghost. I assume that was you. So yeah, that is a clue of where we go next. So yeah, you hear something bumping around the laundry machine there. Fortunately, instead of a child's head, we get a key to our next location here. So, the boiler room. That is somewhere else.